Hey there, friend. Welcome to Cozy Coaching.
Hi, I'm Sinitta, your mindset and confidence coach, and we are getting real about self-growth, one late night chat at a time. Let's get into today. Hello. Welcome. Let's get into today. I actually can't believe that this is episode 10, and I'm so excited because it just means that we're being consistent here. We're moving forward and we're trying to just be consistent and do new things. And I absolutely love doing cozy coaching, so I really hope that you've been enjoying the episodes so far. So today's episode is basically what now? Last week I spoke to you about how I found out that my mum died, and the message that I wanted to convey, and I hope that you received, was that life is just far too short and you can no longer just hold on to the past and keep reflecting on the past and just letting it hold you back. And you've got to just look at what is really going on and how can you move forward and what are the next steps that you can take. So I hope in sharing mine that you can sit down and you can think about, so what now for me? Am I ready? Because in reality, you're never going to be ready for things that come along in life, or your dreams are just going to be a little bit further out of reach if you don't take that first step to accomplish them. Because at the end of the day, nobody can make your dreams come true or give you the life that you want. You have to go and do it. And I think that's what we have to keep on reminding ourselves, that we're the only people that are, one, holding ourselves back, two, letting fear stand in the way, three, maybe perfectionism is a part of your life and you're just letting it control you to a point where you can't put out your content, or you can't put out your business, or you can't talk to people about your wants and your dreams for your life. And you really need to dig deep and look at what those reasons are and why it's holding you back. And I've just been exploring a lot of things, and I think I've really just got to grips with that. If I'm going to be seen, so what? If people are going to judge me, so what? I've got a mission, I've got a purpose, and I've got to keep on plowing through all of those things. And just, yeah, it's scary, yeah, it's hard, and there are going to be days when I'm just like, why is it not working the way that I want? But if I keep on going, something's going to click eventually. And I really just want you to just be like, I've had enough. I'm not letting anything more hold you back. And whatever that looks like for you, just really look at what that could be for you and how you can really just go forth and prosper. That's what I'm going to say to you. Go forth and prosper, because at the end of the day, life is far too short. We are put on this earth one time, and the only thing that is not renewable, that's not going to come back, is your time. So what are you wasting your time on? Whether it's scrolling, whether it's that stupid man that's been holding you back, family members that are just toxic, friends that are just toxic or jealous of you. But what are the things that are really just making you stay stuck or stay in that position that you're in? Especially when you have that yearning, that want, you kind of know what it is that you want to do. Maybe you don't kind of know how you're going to go about it, but have you done the research? Have you done the research and then applied what you've been learning? Because it's so easy to really just get caught up in research and saving. The action is where it is at. And as soon as I started taking action, I've ended up in this position. I've ended up knowing that there are things that I really want to do. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that I'm going to be doing, and then hopefully it will help you to just be like, the time is now. So what now? This is a whole new chapter for me. I feel like I have lived life 10 times over. And what I've learned over the years, especially with this personal growth journey, is that it's ever evolving. It's not linear. I went down one path. It was something that I wanted to do at the time. But the more I did it, the more I realized, hold on, I'm actually more interested in this thing over here, which is personal development, self-growth, coaching. I love it. When I first got my first coach, like the breakthroughs that I had was incredible. And it was just having these conversations with my coach every single week that it turned out that I actually wanted a business. And the thing is, I actually said that I wanted to run my own VA business on the very first session that I had with her. And then when we wrapped up everything on our last session, she and I came to that conclusion. I was like, I really just want to start a VA business. I'm really good at being a PA. So it's very, very, very transferable. But then I realized that actually that's not where my passions lie. Those are where my skills lie. And yes, your dreams need to have a bit of both. But I really feel that I've learned so much, that I've gone through this journey consistently, like putting myself first, putting myself through challenges. And how can I translate that into somebody else? Because I am not the same person today that I was when I first got my coach. And I think that was maybe 2-3 years ago now that I got my first coach. And then I got a second coach, and I loved that so much. It was a bit of me. I loved everything she was teaching me, everything I was learning. Our coaching sessions, I would go in there with such passion, such grit, because she really helped to mold where my thoughts were and really get into my mindset. And I love mindset work. And her main premise is that to go through business, it's a lot of mindset work. And that's where I landed. And that's how we've ended up here, me with my coaching business, because I just went through the process. And sometimes you've just got to go through it. And you might find out that when you go through that process, it's not the path that you thought you was gonna take. Because 3 years ago, I didn't think that I would be on a coaching path. I thought I'd be running my VA business, but no, I'm not. I'm here today with a coaching brand that I want to build, with a coaching business that I want to build, because I know that I can help women, because I've helped myself. And those where my skills lie. I really every day I'm in self-development, personal growth. What can I do? I try to at least learn something new every single day that I can put into my business, or I can put into myself, that I can learn about myself. And it's all a continuous learning process. And I just want you to remember that it is never ending. Growth is never linear. It goes up and down. Like, you will go through a path and then a bump will hit you, or a hard time will hit you. And it's how you deal with it in how you move forward as well. And that is so key in all of this as well. And my first suggestion would be, if you are just starting on your self-development, personal growth journey, you're wanting to develop your skills, your goals, you're like, what is it that I want to do? Go to the basics. Don't try and do everything all at once. What is one thing that you can do that can help propel you to the next level? For me, I toyed with the idea of getting a coach for a very long time. When I first got my first coach, I was toying with it for a very long time. I'd followed her for a long time, and I was just in her world, like what's she doing, what's going on? And then she brought out this one-to-one coaching, and at the time I had this money set aside. Actually, to be honest, I had that money set aside for skydiving, and it was a sign, because I went to Dubai to go and skydive, and one of their sheikhs died. One of the kings of Dubai died. So they went into mourning. It's a Muslim country, so they went in 3 days of mourning. The day we literally landed, and that afternoon we found out that the sheikh had died, and everything shut down. All entertainment, everything that we had booked, shut down, cancelled. We couldn't do it. So I had that money, and I felt like when I came back, and I think it was shortly after that trip that I saw her coaching program, and I felt like it was a sign that you've got this money, use the money for this, because I think that this is what you need right now, and you're not going to go back to Dubai anytime soon. So put it somewhere where you can actually have some value. So I signed up for that coaching. It was like 12 weeks of coaching. We had sessions, I think, every other week. and it was what I needed. So find that thing. What is it that you need? It might not be a coach, it might not be a course, it might just be that you want to go on YouTube every single day and find a podcast like Cosy Coaching, or you want to find someone that is going to just delve into things a little bit deeper, like how can I work on my mindset, how can I actually build these dreams and these goals, what is it that, how can I make it tangible, how can I make it real so that I can bring it into real life and actually achieve the things that I want. So take it back to basics. I always use working out as an example. I use my baby step plan. I, over the years, have never been consistent with working out. I would always just go hard. I would be like 3 days of, no, it was, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say 3 days a week. That's such a lie. 5 days a week, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm gonna do this, da-da-da-da. And then inevitably, 2 weeks in, I'd fall off because my child got sick, or I couldn't go to the gym that day. I had a hard day at work. I wasn't mentally prepared to go to the gym. Blah, blah, blah. So many excuses. I ain't gonna lie. So many excuses. And then I'd fall off. So when I started back to working out, I was like, I really want to make this consistent. How can I make this consistent? So I took everything away. I was like, I'm not signing up for a gym. I'm going to work out 3 days a week. I'm going to work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, do my workout straight away. I'm going to put YouTube on, and I'm going to, I used to work out with a lady called Sinitta Cato. Loved her. If you're ever looking to start getting into working out and you want to do strength training, that's your girl. I will warn you, her cardio sessions, yeah, I never did cardio. So another thing that I did is I removed anything that I didn't want to do. Any exercise that I didn't like, I didn't do. So I never did any of her cardio sessions because I found them super, super hard. And also any HIIT classes. I have PCOS, now renamed PMOS, and that would just spike my cortisol levels. It really just wouldn't help me just even lose weight or build that endurance and build that stamina. HIIT workouts are really not good with people with PMOS. So I just cut that out. I really delved into like what can help me. I'm going to be really frank and honest with you. I have high blood pressure and I have PMOS. So there are two things that really contribute to my health. And I really was just like, I really want to get my health in check. So that's what I did. I had my set days, I had who I wanted to work out with. I only did 30 minutes workout because that's all my schedule allowed me to do. And I stuck to it. And what I did is I only started with one workout. So for 1 month, I did one workout, nothing else. One workout a week, showing up. Because when you show up, you start to recalibrate your brain. Your brain starts to think, oh, I did that. I can do this. But don't go too fast. That is what the key is, definitely. Don't try to introduce too many things too fast. So when I say I just did one workout for 1 month straight, I was like, nah, we're not going to deviate. I had my day, I had my workout, I had how long I was going to do it. That's it, 1 month. The second month, I started doing a second workout. Again, same premise. What's the workout? What's the day? What's the time? That's it. 2 workouts a week. And I stuck to that for another month. Third month, you know what happened? I entered into the third workout and I just did exactly the same process. And guess what happened? I've stuck to it. I've stuck to it for so long. But the problem with me is that my eating was the problem. So I'm working out, but my eating is absolutely shocking. So I haven't lost the weight that I wanted to lose. But also I've got other factors that are hindering my weight loss, and it's all very much in my mind, and I have to really work on my mind and food and what food means to me, because I'm a foodie, I'm a lover. So telling me to eat rabbit food and all of that, that was not gonna happen. I'm also Jamaican. I want to eat my Jamaican food. So many things, but for me now, looking back, all excuses. Like, what can I actually do to, if I really want to lose weight, how can I do it? And how can I do it consistently and do it well, that it's going to get me results, but also is going to be sustainable in the long term. So take it back to basics, whatever that is. If another thing, I really want to learn as well is communication. How can I talk? How can I stop the ums and the so's and the literally and the actually and the likes? I was, literally about to say like. How can I do all of those things? And I enrolled on a communication course and I've been learning. But also what I found is that I was consuming all the content and consuming the course, but I wasn't then applying it. So I had to really just think about how can we actually learn things, but also then implement them so that I can actually practice them, because there's no point doing all of these things and not practicing. So whatever that dream is that you've got, whatever that goal is that you have, break it down to the most basic that you can and just start small. And then once you've mastered that, add on another thing. And that goes the same for habits. Well, if you want to build a morning routine, a night routine, your meal plans, like weight loss, like all of that, take it to the basic, like scrap everything else. And also, I would definitely recommend going tunnel vision. Social media there's so much noise on social media. There are so many people giving different advice on the same topic. And it's like you have to say to yourself, what and who do I want to consume? And then shut out everyone else. And that was one of the things that my coach taught me. She was like, you're saying this thing, but everything seems a little bit disjointed. Stop looking at everybody else. What are these people teaching you? And lock in your particular people that you really like, and you like how they convey their message, and you know that you can learn some things from them. So just cut out all the noise, all the scrolling and everything. And I love this saying. I saw this the other day and it said that, so I wouldn't class myself as a content creator. I class myself as a business owner, because I own a wellness brand. That's what I want to build. I am a coach, so I need to be in that coaching space. That who is it that I want to learn from? And that's what I did. I went tunnel vision on my coach and I'd shut out all the noise. But whatever she was saying, I would then go and do my own research on how I can then learn these things and put them into my everyday life. Like what actually is going to work for me. So yeah, that is definitely what I'd recommend. Like take it back to basics, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking it real slow with everything and just really just building myself up brick by brick in this new chapter, because I'm moving into a new era. I'm in, like I said, F it era. I'm in my fuck it era, and I'm tired of holding myself back or waiting. Like you're gonna see every little bit of me, how I want to come across, and I just don't want to fake it till I make it. I just want to show you how I'm messing up, or how I'm feeling, or how great things are, whatever that looks like for you. Just and it always come back to yourself. And that's why I always say reclaim her. You're in your reclaim era. That's where you are. Like come back to yourself. Like when you're listening to all the people, when you're listening to me on this episode, like what is it that you can actually take away from this episode that you can put into your life, that's actually going to fit into your real life, not into the pretend life that you want, not into the made up life that you've got in your head, into your real life that's happening right now. And I want to talk to you about this Japanese ritual called the misogi. I'm going to actually read you the meaning of misogi, because I discovered this at the end of last year. You know, when you're in no man's land between Christmas and New Year's, and let's be real honest, yeah? We're all on our phones, we're all scrolling, we're all doing that, because it's so much downtime. You've got your family time, but you also want time for yourself to, like, the end of the year, like, you want to breathe. And I came across this Japanese ritual of the misogi. So I'm going to read you exactly what the misogi is. So it's a self-development, it's a self-improvement concept, and this is a challenge, and it's supposed to push you out of your comfort zone, expand your capabilities, and to build resilience. I absolutely love that. So the rules of the misogi is that it must qualify. You must meet these 3 areas for it to qualify. So it must be very hard. It should push you beyond your everyday physical or mental limits. It has no risk to death. So if you want to do base jumping, please find a different one, yeah? So it's pushing your boundaries is the goal, but the task must remain safe. There must be a 50-50 chance. The outcome should be highly uncertain. So you should know whether you should be able to achieve it. This is a process for you to go through to see if you can. So there's a 50-50 chance that you might do it, and there's a 50-50 chance that you might not do it. And that's the risk that you're in. I love a little bit of risk there. And then it must be individualized. So this challenge must be uniquely difficult for you, and that is what I loved about it. And my Masogi this year was my triathlon training, and when I tell you, let's go back to the beginning. So I can't swim. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I can't even swim a length. Actually, I couldn't swim a length when I started this Masogi. That's why it was my Masogi. So swimming, I couldn't swim at all. I'm a frolicker. When I'm in the pool, I'm like this, head up, none of that. Cycling. So I haven't been on a bike for years. The last time I went on a bike was when I went to Soho Farmhouse. That was the last time I was on a bike. And those are those little bikes with a basket, like real simple, real easy. That's the last time. As a kid, I was always out on my bike. That's why I thought, this could be intriguing. And then the third thing of it is running. And when I tell you, I hate running. It is a running joke in my family that mummy doesn't run. My kids find it hilarious when they go for a run. No, I'm not coming. I'm not running. Want to run? No, I'm not racing. Daddy's there for that. Like I'm not doing all of that. So I was like, I really want to challenge myself, and it really and the Masogi was inspired by my kids. So I have been taking my kids swimming since they were little, because for me, swimming is a life skill. But I didn't translate that to myself. And I would go to the swimming lessons and I would just see how good my daughter is. She's an excellent swimmer. Like she's swimming in the deep end. And when I tell you, she hated swimming in the beginning. But to see her now, she's like a fish in water. Whenever we go on holiday, where you'll find her in the pool. She's like, Mummy, can I go to the pool? Mummy, can I go to the pool? She will bug you to the end of day to be in the pool. We went on a holiday one year for a family wedding to Jamaica. And when I tell you, she was in the pool constantly, every single day. She was blackety black, because obviously the sun is beaming down on her in the swimming pool. She just loved it. And that's what really inspired my Masogi. And you might think, right? You went from seeing your daughter swim to wanting to learn to swim to wanting to do a triathlon. Mad, right? That's how I roll. And the Masogi just spurred that on. I went down a rabbit hole of triathlons and I was like, I think I can try and do this. One, can learn to swim. Two, I'm going to get back on a bike. And I wanted to get a bike for years. So it was just like everything was falling into place. And running, I really hate running. And not that I want to love running, but I do watch quite a few fitness influencers and they inspired me as well. And I see them running all the time. One girl that I follow, she runs marathons and 10Ks like all the time. She does high rocks. I was like, this seems so good. Like, I get recipes from like what she's eating and stuff like that. Like I just absolutely love it. And I always thought, yeah, not for me. I love to consume the content, but it's not for me. But I was like, nah, I'm going to do this. And that's what I've been doing. 5 months in, I can now swim two lengths of a pool. So the pool that I learn in is a 12.5 meter pool. So I can do there and back. Last week, it really just, I locked in and I realised what I was doing to make myself so tired and why I couldn't do more lengths. And I can't wait for this week's swimming lesson because I'm about to go ham on the lengths. And I managed to cover 825 metres worth of swimming last week. So proud of myself. And I just feel super comfortable in the swimming pool. I can go to the deep end. I can tread water and not feel like I'm drowning. So much has happened in 5 months. I'm shocked. Cycling, I still cycle in the gym because I I don't have a bike yet. So the next thing on my list is to get a bike so I can get outside. And currently right now it is nice and sunny in the UK. So it's the perfect time. Summer is on its way. I can get outside more. It's not that horrible rainy winter that we've been having. It's now coming into some nice weather that I can get outside. So I'm definitely going to get a bike real soon. And I've been covering, the last ride I did 16k on the bike. So I'm really comfortable. So I'm really interested to see what I can do outside of the gym when I'm doing hills and like free flowing down the hills and going uphill, doing all of that, like really challenging myself for when I actually do a triathlon. And number 3, running. Yesterday I ran 20 minutes non-stop. I had to, yes, I had to coach myself through the last 10 minutes. I was real comfortable with the first, like I'm real comfortable with about 8 minutes of consistent running. Further than that, I haven't done. So I really had to dig deep and I had to talk to myself. I had to be like, you can do hard things, Sinitta, you've got this. When I finished those 20 minutes, I was so excited. I'm going to insert the clip of literally when I finished, because when I tell you, I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. I was knackered.
Fucking did it! 20-minute run. I did it. Not a wise idea to do it on this sunny ass day, but I did it.
I'm not even gonna lie, I really need to like learn not to run in the heat. I'm used to running on a treadmill. I don't tend to run outside, but it's just my routine of running on the treadmill. But we were going to the park. I was like, let's do it. It was far too hot for me to be running outside. I should definitely have not done it. Even though it was a later run, we didn't go out until like 4:30. I thought it would be okay, but yeah, it was just far too hot. So afterwards, I felt super lightheaded. I felt sick, but the overall feeling that I had was elation. I was overwhelmed with what my body could do, and that in 5 months, this is where I've got to. Incredible. I'm currently using the Couch to 5K, so I do have someone in my ears like coaching me and telling me how long we've got to go. So it's just been amazing, and I can't wait to see what the next 6 months are going to bring and where I'm going to be in 6 months, because by the end of the year I want to be able to sign up for a triathlon. And yes, you might think, oh, but Sinitta, this is supposed to be super hard and you might have to have a 50-50 chance of not winning, not achieving it. But I am determined that this Musogi is going to be mine. And I don't know what's going to come in the next 6 months or what might come down the line, but I've just got to have tunnel vision that I'm doing my training every single week. I'm sticking to my plan. I'm getting my nutrition in. And that is the main goal, just to keep on going every single week, putting one foot in front of the other. I go to the gym now. I haven't been to the gym in years. I used to always work out, but since January, I've been going to the gym consistently. There was only a 3-week break where I didn't go to the gym. I was not feeling myself, and also I had a 2-week holiday. Those are the only times I've not been to the gym. Other than that, I've been consistent every single week, getting all 3 disciplines in. So find your Musogi. What is that thing that you want to achieve, but you don't quite know if you can achieve? But it has to be personalized for you. Nobody can tell you what that is. But just take a pen and paper and list all of the things that you want to do in life, and then choose the hardest one and go ham to achieve it. You'll be very surprised of where you'll get to. And also, within this personal growth journey, don't forget to come up and smell the roses. Live life. Don't let life pass you by because you're so focused on one thing that you forget to socialize. You forget to spend time with people that you love. You forget your self-care. Don't forget yourself. Don't forget to spend time with the people that are in your life that you really care about, because life is too short. And that person might not be here longer than you think. So don't put it off to tomorrow. If someone's popped into your mind, drop them a text. give them a call, because there's a reason why they've popped up in your mind. I remember I used to have a dream about a school friend all the time. It'd been 10 years after school and I hadn't seen her, but I kept on popping up in my dreams. And I used to say to my mum, like, she keeps on popping up in my dreams, and my mum was like, just find her. And every so often I would, like, she'd pop up in my dreams, I would try to find her, but I never did. And then one day, I don't know what happened or how, but I found her cousin, and then I found her dad. I messaged her dad put me in touch with her, and we met up. And the friendship didn't get back to where it was, but I got to meet her. I had just had my daughter as well. I got to see her, we got to talk and catch up. And I've never seen her again since then, but I've never dreamt her again. And it was like my mind never rested, because I remember I'd lost my phone, and we'd been in contact like when we were in college and stuff, and I'd lost my phone and I didn't have her number, and we lost touch. And I think that's what was always playing on my mind, that I didn't want her to think that we fell out or anything like that, that it was purely because I'd lost my phone and I didn't have her contact number anymore. But after that meeting, and it's been 10 years since then, I've never dreamt her again. And I think that's what God was telling me, was to close the loop on that one, that you can go and you can know that she's okay. Because I thought there was a reason why I was dreaming her. I thought she'd actually passed away, and I thought that's why I kept on dreaming about her, because I hadn't seen her for so long. But that's what it was. I think that was just my mind telling me that. Anyways, I digress on that. Smell the roses, live life, go on that trip. I recently just went on my absolute dream trip to Japan, and I had the most incredible time. I didn't want to leave, and I never knew why Japan was on my heart to go to. It's been on my heart for years before it got really popular, and I got really worried that it's been so popular that I'm not going to enjoy it. Absolutely not. Had the best time. So go on those dream trips. I've now been on 3 of my bucket list holidays, and I've had a flipping ball on all of them. So go on that trip. And originally this trip was supposed to be a solo trip. I ended up going with 4 other people. So tell people what you want to do, because there might be people that can actually help you to go on those trips if that's what you want to do. But don't wait for people to go on those trips. Go on the trip and have the best time, and you won't ever regret going on a holiday or ticking off your bucket list. Whatever's on your bucket list, do it. Now, I've got one more thing that's really top of my bucket list that I want to do, which is skydiving. And I want to skydive in Dubai over the Palm. That is my absolute top of bucket list. Now that I've completed Japan, my skydiving's on that. I want to do it. I want that thrill of jumping out of a plane in the heat over the Palm. Like, I can just imagine it right now. So go and do those things that are on your list that seem crazy, and maybe that might be your masogi. You never know. Find out what that is. And number 3 that I'm always doing is keep on learning, because life moves so fast. We know now that AI is out. Jobs are evolving. Like, what is it that you can do to really push yourself forward? Like, keep on learning. Don't stop. Don't ever stop learning, because there's so much in this world that you can learn about. I really want to delve into psychology of people and mindset work and brain work, all of those things that people really intrigue me. So I really want to learn more about people mindset, and in turn of me learning about these things, I can apply these things to myself as well. So keep on learning. That's one thing that I would tell everybody, and I obviously tell my kids, keep on learning, because the more you know, the more you know. That's it. I'm going to leave that one right there. And I love learning from women who are just in their bag. Emma Greed, I absolutely love her. And she says that, she talks about like there's no work-life balance. But I went to an event at the beginning of the year, And Vanessa Kaguri, she put it perfectly. She summed up this work-life balance thing so perfectly. She said it's not work-life balance at all. She agreed with Emma Green, but she said it's a work-life blend. And when she said that, it really just made me think, like, wow, that's what it is. Like, work and life, it all blends together. Like, how can you just make it blend and work for you? Because remember, someone else's work-life balance is not going to work for you. Like, go back to your real life. What is your real life blends going to be? So for me, there's so many things that happen in my life. Like, I've got a full-time job. I've got a business I'm trying to get off the ground. I'm still trying to learn how to be a better coach so that I can communicate better with you. With you. How can I communicate better with you? How can I convey what I've got in my head? Sometimes my brain works quicker than my mouth does. And I don't feel like sometimes I'm not consistent, that's not the word, that I convey my message across very well. So I'm always practicing. How can I do that? Sitting here in front of the camera is one of those things. Every single time I make a video, I'm learning a little bit more about my style, about how I work, and how I can be a little bit more comfortable and not have scripts or things like that. Like, how can I flow through these things? Because my ultimate goal, and I'm loving sharing this with you, my ultimate goal, and I'd love to do a TED Talk. Recently, I just watched Keke Palmer's TED Talk, and I felt like it was a spoken word poem that how she conveyed herself. I loved it. And I'm like, I don't even know how I could learn a whole TED Talk and then say it. I need notes. I need things to help prompt me into the next stage of my talk. So I'm like, how? So I would love to see a behind the scenes of someone practicing for their TED Talk. Maybe one day it'll be me. I'll get a TED Talk and I'll take you guys through my process of putting together a TED Talk. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by people that can get up and speak in front of thousands of people. And I know that they'll be nervous. I get nervous in talking in front of 8 people. I don't so much get nervous in talking to my camera because technically it's just me. But I am talking to you. I don't know who's going to pick up this, who's going to click on my video and want to watch it. So I want to make sure that I'm giving the best that I can give as myself, as the coach that I would be if we were on a Zoom call talking. Like, I hope that comes across when we are talking, that I'm talking to you like we're on FaceTime, not that I'm talking to millions of people, but I'm talking to you directly, that we're having a conversation, you've asked me a question and I'm giving you my advice on it. That's how I want these episodes to come across. So every single week I put down my notes and I come in and I talk to you just like me and you. We're besties. Yeah, I'm your coach. I'm helping you, and I'm hoping that you always take something away from my episodes. And also, I'm in my era of, I'm gonna be 40 this year, and I don't care anymore about what anybody thinks. Like, if I want to live my life the way I want to do it, I need to do hard things. I need to do things that scare me. And if I want to do a TED Talk, I've got to learn how to talk in front of people. I've got to learn what's the message that I'm trying to convey and how I can do it well. And I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I want to be here for the longest possible time because I've got small children and I want to be there for them. I also want them to see their mum doing hard things. I want to inspire people to go after their dreams, because I'm just a normal girl trying to do not a normal thing, because I don't think running a business or building something is normal, because I don't think, because if it was normal, everybody would be doing it. Everyone would have their own business and nobody would be in a 9-to-5. And it's not because I don't want to build somebody else's dreams. It's just that my future doesn't lie in a 9-to-5. It lies in this wellness brand. I want to do Blossom and Brunch, which is a combination of coaching and brunching and girls connected. Girls, sorry, my ladies. women connecting and building connections and a network and friendships and just being in that space with like-minded women, absolutely incredible. That's what I really want to do. I want to go on retreats and bring ladies with me to different countries, and we go through a process of mindset work and fun and holiday all at the same time. But those are really my wants and dreams, and I'm laying it all out on the table here for you today. And I hope this makes you think that if I'm just saying this to you, that you can do anything that you want, whether that is a 9 to 5, that you are looking to be, you want a promotion. You don't need to want a business or to be a content creator or any of that. Maybe it's just you want to get a promotion. Like, what can you learn? What can you master? How can you be better at your job? How can you be more visible in your job? How can you make people know that this is what you want? You have to tell people. You can't keep coasting in life. And I think a lot of us go through a period of time where we are just coasting, and that's okay, because I've done a bit of coasting where it was just convenient for me at that time in that period of my life. But now I'm in a different period of my life, and I'm in my go, go, go era, but not to the detriment of myself. And I realized that when my breakthrough, my spiritual breakthrough happened a few months ago, it was because God was telling me, you're burnt out, but you're not recognizing the signs. So I've got to come in and tell you. And he came in like thunder, like a thunderbolt, and he sent my mum to send that message, and it just blew my mind. So don't go to the point where you don't rest. That rest is essential. It's not a reward for your hard work. You need to take a break, and that's why I always say, like, come up and smell the roses, live life, go to that dinner, stop turning down invites. There are a time in your life where you might have to turn down invites because you need to study for an exam, or you need to study for something, or you need to prepare yourself for something, and there might be a time that you need to go ghost. But tell the people, I've got this, I just need to focus on this, and I'll let's meet up in a month or two when this is passed and I've got that capacity. Because sometimes you have to think about yourself, but also understand that there are people that might want to spend time with you and they don't quite understand what you're going through, and they don't need to understand what you're going through. But if you can just say to them, this is happening, I'm going to come back, we're going to meet up here instead. That's it. I think that's all people need, is so much honesty. So anyway, I've been going. Let's get into today's homework. So the question of the week is, how can you reclaim your life? Think about your misogi. And another Japanese ritual is your ikigai. What is your reason for being? What is your meaning of life? And mine is to be a coach and help thousands of women to go from overwhelmed to clarity, to taking action, to not doubting themselves, to work on their mindset. That is my reason for being, and that's what my wellness brand is going to convey. Like all those things, like human psychology, all of that is in that, and that is where my passions lie. That's my reason for being, knowing that I'm going to help women feel how my coach made me feel. Both of my coaches have made me feel unstoppable and incredible, and I want to do that for other people, and that's the baseline. So how can you reclaim your life? Whatever area, pick one area that it is, whether that's health, finance, I've got a list of things for you, relationships, career, business, hobby, habits, your faith and spirituality, your self-belief, your confidence. Choose something that's going to help you to reclaim you. What is that? That's your question for the week, is how can you reclaim her? Put a timer on, 20 minutes, write something down. What is it that can help you reclaim your life? And choose just one area that you can. And if you're really like want to push yourself hard, get a misogi. Choose your misogi. You might even find a misogi in this question and go ham. See if you can achieve it. But don't be upset if you don't achieve it, because that's the premise of the misogi. So what will challenge you? What will push you out of your comfort zone? What super scares you? And what is that thing? Go forth and prosper. And I hope you really enjoyed today's episode. It's all about just reclaiming who you are. What now? Like, okay, this has all happened, so what now? So much things can happen. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. I would love to answer them. And if you want to get into more of your misogi, if you want some help with it, I do have a Step Into Her clarity call. It's 30 minutes, no obligations. We can just have a little chat and I can help you maybe pull out what your misogi could be, or we can figure out like a goal that you can work on that is not as hard as your misogi, just a goal and maybe a habit that you want to work on. Book that in. Let's have 30 minutes, me and you, let's talk. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I really, really loved it. And episode 10, we've done it. 10 episodes. You've been here, I've been here, I've loved it. And there's so much more to come over the next 6 months. I'm going to take you through everything. Cozy Coaching is going to be these sit down talks, but I'm going to bring some more things in. I want to do some vlogging. I want to do some taking you on my triathlon training so I can show you my mistakes. I can show you my what nows, and we can do it in real time. I do share a lot more of this over on Instagram. So if you want, I'll leave the details there as well. Come and join us over there if you want more of a daily dose of me other than weekly. But I'll be back next week. Love you. See you next week. Bye.